Yes, my name is Crimmins. I will be your server today. Please follow me to your table.
So, Dr. Kelly, did you ever end up amputating that woman's leg?
No, actually she passed away recently, but now the family's trying to plan a lawsuit against me, so I'm going to have to deal with that.
Well, if you need anyone to defend you in court, I'd be glad to help. Philosophers always make really good lawyers.
Thanks, Dr. Baker. I'll keep that in mind. Hopefully the whole thing will just pass and I won't even have to go to court. So, Dr. Butterfield, didn't you just get back from another few weeks at sea? How'd that go?
Oh, it was great. We found a whole new chain of underwater vents and a couple new species of bacteria that are a lot closer to our first ancestors.
You know, it's interesting they keep finding evidence of evolution because in the Quran it says Allah created man and woman, for example, Adam and Eve. But for me, it's difficult not to look at things under a secular lens because of all these scientific conversations we have.
Well, in Navajo creation, life originated in the clouds.
Okay, guys, let's not get another discussion about the origins and meaning of life. Last time we met for lunch, we couldn't get Dr. Baker to shut up.
Well, actually, I recently expanded my interests. I found this old, obscure novel by Herman Melville. It's called Pierre, and I'm telling you, it's probably the worst story I've ever read. It makes no argument, and it's completely illogical.
What? Herman Melville's ability to reflect upon himself within a tumultuous plotline was genius. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just love Pierre so much. What can I get you all to eat?
Well, I'll have the pho.
And also, can I have a glass of orange juice with my pho?
Of course.
Wow, I can't believe she spilled that water on you.
Yeah, she was a terrible waiter. I can prove it to you philosophically. Because first, a good waiter satisfies their customers. And customers are satisfied when they don't meet confrontation. And by spilling the water on me, she made conflict, and therefore she didn't do her job. She's just awful.
Well, the complexities of the mind are much too great to allow that explanation to be entirely true. Besides, in many cultures, there's a more familiar relationship between waiters and guests, and you cannot assume that her customs are the same as yours.
Yeah, but in an ecosystem, everything needs to fill its own specific niche. Otherwise, everything will just fall apart. In the restaurant, the role of the waiter is to take care of her customers. And when she spilled that water on him, she stepped out of line.
Yeah, I agree. In Islam, hospitality is one of our most highly valued ideals. And excuse me, although I'm secular, I am a good Muslim. Excuse me.
Here's your orange juice.
Thank you.
This juice is made from rare oranges that come from the tropical rainforests in South America. You wouldn't know what it takes to get these orange juice, but it makes the best orange juice you'll ever taste, I promise.
Thank you.
South American oranges? I think I read about those in a book. It said that they were really damaging to the environment when they harvested them.
It's really interesting that they would use these oranges. Because of all the downsides it sounds like they're already getting. I mean, for the one thing, it's damaging to the ecosystem, like he said. And second of all, it's got to take a lot of labor to harvest them all the way down there. And because of all this, they've got to be way more expensive to buy. But I guess on the other hand, if they make an orange juice this good, then it'll bring in a lot more customers and get them more business in other restaurants. So I guess the question is just, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Hey, what are you listening to?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being rude. It's a heavy metal Islam group. I discovered them 2 weeks ago. They're from Morocco.
Here's your food. You know, I've been thinking about what you said about Pierre, and I want to convince you that you're wrong. You see, you can't judge this book without first understanding the historical context. Also, you need to know what the author's bio is, because it makes a big difference when you're analyzing literature. You know, you have to look at a book in many different dimensions. You see, you have to read the critical reviews, but also the reader responses. And, I mean, after Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick, he didn't really know where he wanted to take his writing career, and so he experimented by writing Pierre. And since it wasn't what the public was used to, it got ridiculed. But if you analyze the book within the framework that I just explained, you'll see that it really is a beautiful and compelling piece of writing.
She was like downtown.
Alright, that's what I have to say.
Wow, that was an excellent objection. I really need to think about a counter-argument.
Yeah, that way of thinking she had was really interesting. I see how she could apply it to literature, but I think you could use it in a whole bunch of different contexts as well. Let me write that down. What should we call it?
Let's call it the app wheel.